Did you write a swastika on there?
I'm sorry you're upset.
Did you write a swastika?
It didn't even work. Apparently it doesn't work.
Did you write a
The crayons
swastika
don't
on the...
work.
It's a key, sir. We see it on the video.
It's not a key.
This man was just caught drawing an offensive image on a Tesla.
Oh my goodness. First of all, a couple sins are occurring here. One sin is obviously the damage to the property. Secondly, it is lying. Third, it is a false apology. Welcome to the Father Leo Show, where I am dishing out faith, culture, and commentary. And in this episode, we are going to discuss why attacking a Tesla product is not only illegal and kind of stupid, it is actually the work of the devil. Yep, you heard me right. You might hate Elon Musk, and you could actually be participating in true evil, demonic semi-obsession, which is kind of like a stage towards possession. So let's just jump right into it. But before we do, please make sure you like, subscribe, share, and comment. Let me know what your thoughts are on this incredible, strange wave of anti-Tesla sentiment. And also make sure you go to patreon.com/thefatherleoshow and support us there so that we can continue to provide the pastoral approach and a perspective to all the things that's happening in the world and things that people are talking about, including attacking Tesla products. It is truly evil and the work of the devil. So our faith tells us that if you damage property, that is truly a violation of God's commandments of not coveting thy neighbor's goods. It's also a violation of stealing, because stealing is connected to destroying property, because it's not your right to actually destroy anything. But the reason why I'm talking about this is not because of any political reason, but it's because from a faith perspective, this truly is the work of the devil. Prior to Trump becoming a presidential candidate in 2016, or a truly viable candidate, because I think he tried to run even earlier, the black community loved him. Liberals loved him. He was considered a liberal himself, even though his biography tells us that he might have given that impression, but he was never liberal. He just kind of associated with them. He might have used them. Okay, so I'm saying all of this to you not because I want to get political, but because I want you to see how things change quickly. So again, prior to Trump becoming a serious presidential candidate, everybody on the left loved him. Liberals, Democrats, blacks, they loved Donald Trump. And to some degree, a lot of black Americans still do. But same thing with CEO, owner, and owner of Tesla products, Elon Musk, who is obviously one of the most influential people in our world's history. What he's accomplished is actually kind of impressive. And prior to him coming on board as a Trump, not only supporter, but now as head of Doge, he was incredibly liked by the liberal left because he produced cars and trucks that were supposedly eco-friendly, environmentally friendly. I personally didn't care about them or care for them, simply because in order to run an electric vehicle, you have to plug it in somewhere. And where do you get that energy? Obviously, it's just kind of... It was more than anything a way to provide electric vehicles, maybe some cleaner energy, but yet it still requires, it's so funny to see people plugged into these portable stations and right next to it is a diesel generator spouting out black fumes just so that someone can keep their car running, for a couple hundred miles because they won't be able to find another station where it can be done. So there is a hypocrisy that's at play here. And whenever you find hypocrisy, you find the evil one. How did people move from the liberal left loving Trump and loving Elon to now hating them with all their hearts. Well, I'd like just to kind of share this video because it's a real testament to how brainwashed people have become. They are truly obsessed because they are brainwashed. And this is a perfect example of an elite person who probably loved electric vehicles, but now hates least one car made by Elon Musk. It's actually kind of, I'm going to say it, comical as well.
Did you write a swastika on there?
I'm sorry you're upset.
Did you write a swastika?
It didn't even work. Apparently it doesn't work.
Did you write a
The crayons
swastika
don't
on
work.
It's a key, sir. We see it on the video.
It's not a key.
This man was just caught drawing an offensive image on a Tesla. Watch how he reacts when confronted.
How about you pay for the repairs? Write a check. You just bought a Tesla.
I can wipe it off
No,
with a towel.
no,
It's not
no.
a key.
It is a
It was
hate crime,
it was
sir.
A crayon.
It is a hate crime.
Is there a key
Yes.
mark?
Is it
It's
a
not-
swastika?
that's
It's at the
impossible.
police right now. It's being fingerprinted.
What do you mean it's being fingerprinted?
So to tell Facebook that you're sorry for writing a swastika on a Tesla.
Chad Rittenbaugh was identified as the suspect after the Tesla's camera system caught him carving the image into the vehicle parked at a Planet Fitness gym in Pennsylvania.
Give you some free service.
Free service? How about you pay for the repairs? Write a check. You just bought a Tesla.
I can wipe it off
No,
with a towel.
no,
It's not
no.
a key.
It is a
It was
hate crime,
it was
sir.
A crayon.
It is a hate crime.
Listen.
Did you write a swastika on there?
I'm sorry you're upset.
Did you write a swastika?
It didn't even work. Apparently
Did you
it doesn't
did you
work.
write a
The crayons
swastika
don't
on
work.
It's a key, sir. We see it on the video.
It's not a key.
Did you? Is it a
I was
swastika?
probably putting my keys in
Is
my
it a
pocket.
swastika?
Have you looked at your car?
Is it a
Is there a key mark?
Yes. Is it
It's
a
not-
swastika?
that's
It's at the
impossible.
police right now. It's being fingerprinted.
What do you mean it's being fingerprinted?
Oh my goodness. First of all, a couple sins are occurring here. One sin is obviously the damage to the property. Secondly, it is lying. Third, it is a false apology. So it's just kind of like an act of pride. This man was obviously living in pure denial, just pure denial. And it's kind of shameful, to be honest with you, to see a professional person doing something because he's triggered. But then you're going to actually see you're going to actually see this too, where you can definitely see that if you hate anyone to the point of doing something like this, you need psychological help immediately.
Yeah, you're Elon Musk, huh? Freaking Rocket Man? How about F you?
Okay, so for those who might be listening and not watching, basically there is a man doing very foul things to a Tesla truck or Tesla car, all the while his car, he forgot to actually put it on, put the emergency brake on, and so his car is just like going away, and he is almost pleasuring himself with a Tesla car as if somehow it's a domination thing. So why is this even on my radar? Well, it's because it's also an offense to justice. And so here we're actually going to see what Pam Bondi is going to do as Attorney General for the United States. And what I love is kind of the fact that we are, at least with this current administration, returning to a set of laws that must be obeyed, including if you damage property, you're going to have to pay the price.
If you take part in the wave of domestic terrorism against Tesla properties, we will find you, arrest you, and put you behind bars. Today, I'm proud to announce that the Department of Justice has unsealed federal charges against another Tesla attacker. We've charged Cooper Frederick in the firebombing of a Tesla dealership that occurred on March 7th in Loveland, Colorado. All of these cases are a serious threat to public safety. Therefore, there will be no negotiating. We are seeking 20 years in prison. The crime was committed in Colorado, and thanks to the great investigative work by the FBI, the defendant was arrested in Plano, Texas. Let this be a warning. You can run, but you cannot hide. Justice is coming.
Now, that video obviously just has Pam Bondi saying that justice is coming, but also it's a warning. But you know what's interesting is that I think what we have seen is this current administration, especially with Doge, is that it has kind of poked the bear, or we have lifted up the covers of evil, and it wants nothing more than to fight back and to be hidden. And in reality, the reason why this is such an immoral act is because you are doing the work of the devil. The reality is that some of these are truly perpetrated by individuals who are just brainwashed. I think some of the videos that I've shown you already demonstrate that. But the fact is, people don't get brainwashed without someone organizing the brainwashing and creating more of a wave, a sentiment that creates what we call chaos. But this chaos is very organized. And I think that Elon Musk and the Department of the Attorney General and the Department of Justice, they know who's behind all of this. In fact, Elon Musk alludes to it in this interview.
This is fundamentally a case of terrorism. It's wide-scale domestic terrorism with the purpose of intimidation, and it's harming innocent people. It's really terrible. And I think what we actually have to get to are the people who are organizing and paying for these attacks and protests. That's who we really need to go after, because the people who are actually throwing the Molotov cocktails, they are the foot soldiers. Right. But we need to go after the generals, and we're going to do so. The president has made it very clear that we're going to go after those that are paying and organizing these violent attacks. And Attorney General Bondi has said the same thing. I believe that is exactly what will happen.
Do you know who they are?
We're coming for them.
Do you know who those generals are?
We know. We do.
Yes. And hopefully the prosecution will be for RICO and an organized criminal enterprise, which makes the penalties
Absolutely.
even more serious. And now to Jessica.
Yes, absolutely. These are serious crimes where the organizers and pushers of mass violence will go to prison for a very long time.
That's right.
And honestly, I can't wait for that day when all of the chaos that is not chaotic, it is very organized. There is a target. There is someone who funds all of this. And I am certainly hoping and praying that this will result in the money source being put behind prison, and pray that they will experience repentance so that they don't burn in hell like they're trying to burn down cities, burn down buildings, burn down Teslas. So I kind of wanted to provide this context because all of this has spiritual ramifications. One thing that we've got to do is make distinctions between your political kind of emotions and reality. It is it is just definitely a reality that anyone who is far left, they are brainwashed. In the same way you can be brainwashed to the far right, but I actually don't see far right people organizing and, I don't know, destroying like pride flags or the BLM monuments. Because if they even got anywhere near a pride flag with an intent to destroy it, they would be locked up. Do you remember the kids who were kind of on their bikes and they were kind of messing up a pride flag, the colors at least, on the streets? It was almost as if that the rainbow on a street was more revered than someone driving a Tesla, even the people. So we've got to separate our political emotions with reality. And it kind of sounds silly or maybe even cliche, but if you are really that extreme, that you are just filled with such rage that you, I don't know, like see someone on TV that you don't like and you throw a bottle at the TV, then you kind of need help. And this is true for both right extremists and left extremists, but we're seeing it truly from the Democratic Party. I'm calling them out because their rhetoric encourages this evil. This is also the same party that wants to kill babies on demand. So I bring this up because I'm starting to realize that there are demonic presence messages in the left party more than ever, and it's continuing to grow. The other thing that I kind of wanted to offer is just if you own a Tesla, we have to kind of look at what individuals, not the organized chaos like these foot soldiers, but individuals like this crazy professional man who is obviously so immature that he just is triggered. What is it that triggers these people? Well, I think to some degree, it might be the arrogance of owning a Tesla. You know, it's a status elite statement. It's just the reality. In the same way, if you drive a Lamborghini, but strangely enough, a Tesla is not as expensive as a Lamborghini, but you don't see that kind of hatred towards that. And the hypocrisy is that if you really wanted to destroy a car company, it should be Mercedes because that was kind of like a Nazi German car. But Tesla was an American-built car to help with environmental impact. But is there kind of like a mentality of elitism? I don't think so. I really don't think so. But because Elon Musk is a billionaire and lives in a unique status of elitism, I don't think he's an elitist, but he lives in that level. That's what a lot of these folks are railing against. The ones who are on the streets kind of saying, sell your Teslas, down with Tesla. You interview them. The one thing that they complain about is that Elon Musk is rich. That's what you get. And it's, again, just a statement about the distinctions between the rich and the poor. And so if you own a Tesla, this is encouragement for you. Just be humble about it. Just be humble about it. Not that you aren't humble, so don't get me wrong. I'm just suggesting that this is going to be a sensitive time before this kind of goes away. And will it go away? Yes, it will. In the same way, BLM monuments and shrines that were held in such high, sacred, almost like fashion, they're getting torn down, and they should. I honestly think that we should probably rip down the George Floyd statue as well, because he's not a saint and he's not a hero. He was a criminal who sadly died from fentanyl overdose and then put cops away because racism was the narrative that got him killed. And so that should be taken down too. But in this case, Tesla is not idolatrous for those who own it. There's actually another hidden sin, that those who destroy a Tesla are really turning Tesla into a form of a divinity. And I know that sounds odd. In the same way, a devil will attack anything that represents Christ and his church, because the devil knows that that church or that symbol is God. I think people on the left have created a divine, God-like attribute to anything Tesla. So they're not only breaking one law of greed and envy, but also another law of destruction of property, which is a form of theft. They're also breaking a first commandment. And that commandment is there is a God, and it's Jesus. And when people act against Elon Musk or Tesla, it's because they've divinized him in a way. And it's almost as strange as like a pagan mentality of my God is better than your God. And in this case, we know that people on the left attacking Tesla, they are evil. They are doing the bidding of their small g God. And who is their God? Satan. Just going to call it out there. You destroy a Tesla, you're possessed in a way, not in the sacramental form of possession that needs a ritual, but maybe that might be good. But you are truly doing the bidding of the evil one. You can really dislike, even viscerally dislike someone. I know I have those feelings, but I have to fight it every day, because if I don't, then I say that that person has so much power over me that it controls my actions. And in reality, the only person who can and should control my thoughts and therefore my actions is Jesus Christ. Do you see that unique nuance about why if you destroy anything that belongs to anyone, like, I mean, people were going nuts with Trump signs during the recent election. It's because they've attributed a divine kind of attribute to that person who they hate. I might disagree with someone, but I have to check myself and in prayer say, God, you are my God, not them. They have no control over me. So I offer this to you, my listeners, this audience, so that you will never be overwhelmed with a desire to do anything destructive, because it would break many commandments. But most importantly, those people would, in a sense, be your God. And that should scare the heaven into you. I hope that this perspective offers a Catholic perspective on everything that's going on with the whole Tesla attacks. We're not talking about it from a spiritual point of view, but always from a legal point of view, which is important. And then, of course, the stuff that I see, it's also kind of on an entertaining perspective to see just how crazy some people are. And maybe I need to really pray for them. So let's actually pray for them, and let's pray for ourselves. Thank you for watching. Make sure you like, subscribe, share, and comment. Let me know what your thoughts are on this whole Tesla attack. And please go to patreon.com/thefatherleo show. Support us at any level so that you can not only get access to some great content, but some special perks, but also with the knowledge that you are helping us to continue to dish out faith, culture, and commentary. God bless you, and stay hungry for God.